What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we're going to be checking out Solforge Fusion. We are going to take a look at the campaign, and we actually already started playing this. In the previous video, if you haven't seen that one already, I've played the first 2 battles in this campaign, but we're going to keep on going. I actually played that earlier today, and I want to play some more, which is always a good sign. It means that I am having some fun. So make sure you check out that first video if you want to see how we got to this point in our run. We've got 2 enhancements already. Lyria's Commandment: when you play a spell, reanimate a random creature, and Drix's Right Hemisphere: when you replace a creature, one of your creatures gets +3/+3. And to kick this video off, we have the choice of 3 new enhancements here. Your beasts have Breakthrough. When they deal damage to the enemy player, they get 5 health. That could be pretty cool. Let's see if we have any beasts to kick this off. 1 beast, 2 beast, and that's it. It's probably not worth building around unless all of these are type specific. At the end of the second deck cycle, play up to 1 Witherfrost Circle. Deploy. Give your... deploy, destroy any previous Witherfrost circles that you have. Give an enemy creature -6/-6. When an enemy creature is destroyed in this lane, play a random card from your discard pile. We're already kind of doing that. One thing that is interesting is because this is playing a spell, I think it might just immediately reanimate. I don't know, not bad to get a -6/-6. When one of your mages comes into play, deal 3 to the enemy player. Again, mage, I don't think that's a type I've got too many of. I think I've got exactly 1 mage, the Voltaic Prophet. Oh, I've got 2. Also, the Suppressing Prophet. 2 different prophets there, totally different, but both mages. So 2 mages, where the payoff is 3 damage to just the enemy player, actually. 2 beasts, which have a really big benefit, especially because I think that hibernating bear is certainly something I'm interested in. What was my other beast? Oh, the Asperian Steelplate. You know what? I might go beasts. This is a good catch-up card. You know what? Let's go for the good catch-up card. I think so. Yeah, alright. So we're going to go for Visions of the Circle. And now we've got 3 different choices for characters to battle up against. Before I do that, though, I actually want to just look at one final thing, because I did not realize it, but there is a sort of like battle path progression track sort of thing on the top of the screen, and you can unlock decks as you gain player XP. There, you can get 1 deck of each faction, and I'm not totally sure if the decks are the same for everyone. Like, does everyone get the exact same Utera deck as well? And then maybe these ones are actually account specific? I'm not sure, but I know that the starter decks are the same for everyone. And then this is like a foiling of some sort. And one other thing is I did look into the game a little bit. Like I said, I was excited playing it and was having fun with it. So I did look a little bit to see some stuff that's online. Really, I got like a very minor thing. I'll say it when it comes up. But for now, what I wanted to take a look at is last time we chose what I thought was going to be the most difficult of the 3 enemy modifiers. And it wound up being pretty tough. But I might do that again. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Refreshing Winds, when you gain health, Spring Dryad gains 5 health. That seems super easy. I'm not really gaining health at all. Anger Management Issues, when a creature with Breakthrough comes into play, it gets +2 attack. That would include my... No, it wouldn't. We picked up the Witherfrost Circle. I thought we went with the Beast Augment for a second. When Lightning Tamper plays an elemental, it deals 1 damage to all of your creatures. So I think this would be the hardest one. This is potentially awkward, and then this is easy. This is just like no free ability. So let's pick the hardest one again. And let's see how that messes with our ability to progress here, or progress. Dinos, I mean, I probably just want to go with the Hibernating Bear always. Sounds good. And... do I want to play 2 Wisps, or do I want to level up the Steel Plate? This is really unexciting to just play, but so is this, really. A 12-12. This basically has the same stats, but with a much bigger upside. Oh, that's right. That's right. I found out in the previous video that the ability scales not by having bigger numbers, but by affecting more things. So it's always +3/+3, but it later gives more creatures that additional bonus. So very cool. We eat one of their things survives, but we should be able to clean that off pretty easily here. I might just level up the Botanimate. I think that that's fine. And then I'm going to play a Relentless Wanderer and eat the Combat Evoker. Yeah. So let's lead with a Botanimate. Oh, and I get to reanimate my bear. Always going to forget that. Let's pop it here. I even said that a second ago. I was like, I can afford to, or if I can play a spell next turn, that will be sweet. But let's just do this now. Let's make a Wisp over here. I'm going to take 4 for this. But we're basically winning on the board. I'd say that having this card active over my opponent is a winning position. Destroy up to 1 enemy creature. Not quite. We'll probably get the Armored Decayosaur in. And then it's just about figuring out which card to level. I guess I could just try to level the best cards. Maybe, like, play the Prophet. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do for now. 6 damage to an enemy creature. Wait, what does their ability do? Oh, when they play an elemental, 1 damage to all my creatures. Yeah, it's pretty good, but we are going to be able to do this. And then I think I might go back to the Decayosaur. The armor is pretty good against their deck. This is kind of an underdrop. The only awkward thing here is this card really needs to get played to scale in a relevant manner. And it does line up okay here. I just don't love that we're not using the ability. Yeah, I'm going to play the Decayosaur. I think that's just good to get that thing in play. And then they play a Yeti. And does this have any abilities? Can't click it right now during the fight. Oh, we got Forge powers now. They immediately play an Arrogant Lasher and use their ability. Can I click on the Yeti now? Activate. If a creature moved to another lane this turn, that's right, I do have that card. Alrighty, so this allows me to play a Gizmo, right? Oh, play Gizmo and upgrade a card in my hand. Okay, that could actually be really big. Because then I could give all of my minions +3/+3. That actually seems quite solid. Bartok does kind of level. And I do kind of like the Techno Hulk as well. Could also see just giving all of my creatures 4 armor and then blocking with all of them. Though the Biologist is blocking here, and the other 2 cards are already eating pretty well. Just trying to think, am I going to replace this Gizmo? And I think I'll give myself the option to not replace the Gizmo. Alright, Volcanic Worm. Getting in there. They take out my armor for the turn. Now I'm going to play a Gizmo minion. And that's going to go... Yeah, that's just going to go here for now. And then we're going to upgrade this. And then we'll play it. We'll make a Wisp, and then give both of these +3/+3. So we survive the Yeti, we survive here. Trade here, take 7. We're the only player that's taken some damage so far. My opponent is staying pretty healthy. Like I said, they've got a really, really good augment enhancement over there. But now we get to play the Hibernating Bear. We could also give it some additional stats. We also have the Armored Decayosaur. And we have Botanimate. Might want to just level Botanimate. That would give me a free reanimation. And then I kind of like this. But the problem is, I definitely want to play my Hibernating Bear, right? So do I just trade off the bear and say, all is fair in bear and bear? Let's do it. And I think I'm going to replace this. I think especially with that play from my opponent, I mean, this just eats up, this 4 armor basically just eats up everything from this guy right here. Oh, and then I've got a +3/+3. Right. So maybe I do save the bear after all. The bear will slowly die as my opponent plays elementals. But I think that's fine. My opponent played, I think, some type of spell. I don't know. It happened too quickly. Kind of missed it. So yeah, bear is barely hanging on here by a thread. But my other cards here, both with some armor, are both pretty nice. And then my opponent threw down something for free at the end of the turn, it looks like. Prophet can still take this out pretty easily. Energy Surge for a Gizmo minion on the Wanderer is probably good to just protect the Wanderer. I'm also going to end the deck cycle this turn, so that's kind of cool. Let's play a Gizmo here. Let's level up the Prophet. And then reanimate here is fine. Ooh, bummer. Wonder if I should have checked. Well, that's my deck. I don't know. I could have, yeah, I could have just taken a look at this. I have a lot of dead cards. One of those previous games, I like barely had anything die. All right, let's start with this. I'm gonna want to give this +3/+3 twice. It's not gonna happen. So I'm just gonna let this thing die, and instead I'll pump up this or this. What does the field do? Okay, that's fine. Let's keep this thing alive. And then I'm just going to make a Wisp over here. and then I'll make an Oak Father center at the end of the turn, which I think is pretty good. I feel like I'm in a pretty reasonable spot right now. Oh, okay. And I get to kill this with my Witherfrost Circle. So... it says if the card at the Witherfrost Circle dies, I get to make something. So let's just put it on the Wisp. Oh, and I get to reanimate something. Okay, well, let's reanimate over top of the Wisp then. Okay. And now I get to give this -6/-6, and I get to give one of my characters +3/+3. Let's go with... we'll go with this. I think I'm going to wind up replacing this pretty quickly, just for some pumps. And wow, okay. I've got a lot to do already. An Armored Decayosaur. Alright, I'm going to make a Wisp here immediately, and then I'm probably going to make another Wisp, and then I'm going to play... I might even just play this then. Oh, and I've got this ability. Yeah, I'm kind of crushing it right now. So I can make a Mega Gizmo. Let's give this +3/+3. I wouldn't mind some additional stats on this Relentless Wanderer, to be honest. So maybe I will make a Mega Gizmo. You know what? Can I take this back? Yeah, let's do that later. And let's just do this for now. And I'm kind of tempted to spread the love out so that way this doesn't die super easily. But I'm going to do that with the Relentless Wanderer next, so that way it just has the least amount of damage on it, because I really... I see that being difficult for my opponent to take down ultimately. So let's go Wisp. Then let's go Mega Gizmo. We're not going to be able to make this thing survive, right? It would be nice because then we get additional use out of the armor. But it's currently at 9. I'd have to bring it to 15. Oh, that's only 2 triggers. Okay, sure. So if we put an additional trigger here, that should be good. And then I'm just going to immediately make an Oak Father and make it big enough to crash into the Thunder Field, because this is a good combo, having a Spell Swarm at the Thunder Field. This is... okay, I was going to say, did I misdo this math? This is only 15, but this is only 14 up here. So looks good. All they have to do is play an Elemental, and I guess I take 1, and then it's no longer surviving. So, yeah, I guess I didn't fully think that through, to be totally honest. I should have just abandoned this and maybe pumped up some more into the Relentless Wanderer or elsewhere. But we're still looking pretty strong, I think. So, not too shabby. They're throwing out some other cards here. That's fine. Okay, give your minions +5/+5 is absolutely insane for where we are currently sitting. Play 2 Wisps. I don't think that's even super useful for me. I know I want to play this, though. Give one of your minions +5/+5. I think I'm just going to replace in this location a whole bunch of times. Though, maybe I just replace here a bunch. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's just play the Steel Plate there. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, maybe we do actually want to start by making another Oak Father. All right. So let's do that. Then let's do this. Give one of my creatures +3/+3. Let's definitely select an active Oak Father. These guys have Breakthrough as well, so now we are really pumping in the damage. Let's throw a Wisp here. And this Wisp is already pretty big. So I don't actually even know if we need to replace it with the Steel Plate. Yeah, let's just continue to pump up this thing. I think just one big card is pretty good against Tempests. Oh, and are they only Tempests? No, they do have some Necreum as well. So I'm done for this turn. I think they just replaced here. That can't be right. I already used this. Okay. Oh, I shuffled around my cards accidentally. I gotta undo this. Yeah, I think I just want to play this. I could get another card with armor out here, but it doesn't even... Let's just play this because it positively battles. And then another +3/+3. Let's throw it all on Big Daddy Oak Father. Oh, I forgot this pumps adjacent things as well. So this Oak Father is absolutely massive. I'm going to keep forgetting that with this Asperian Steel Plate. We will hit my opponent for lethal and take out their last monster there, though. That was a pretty decisive victory. So we took some damage early, but then we totally overwhelmed my opponents with the might of the Oaks. And now we've got 3 more enhancements. I will probably, like, just video length-wise, wind up doing, like, 2 battles of video. Unless, like, we lose, then maybe I'll cut it short and do some other stuff. Let's take a look at our other enhancements now. At the start of the game, both players lose 15. Nah, I don't think that's for me. When one of your zombies is destroyed, give one of your creatures +4. Well, definitely do not have zombies. And when you use your Forgeborn ability, play up to 1 beast from your hand for free. So we're either making both players lose 15 health, which could be good against some late game opponents. But I feel like in games like this, you typically want to go the other way. You want to build up some crazy strategies that just overwhelm your opponents. At the very least, it feels like that's what we're doing currently. So I'm going to take this beast, Wandering Ally Beast, as the reward because I don't think I'm as excited. You can see we are almost at Reclusa. But first, we got to get through this round of foes. Adrenaline Shot. When Rooted Wartusk gains health, all creatures lose Defender and gain Aggressive for the turn. It's kind of interesting. All warriors get +1/+1 at the start of each turn. That could be a little bit scary. And then Krogius. Cards named Krogius are free to play. Well, I don't have a Krogius in my deck. I think this is actually a tough one to say which one's going to be the scariest. I think this is probably the least scary. Honestly, the Krogius one is probably the toughest. Because free is free. That's really good. So hopefully my opponent does not have too many Krogius to contend with. I will probably play a Gizmo on the Justicar. Okay, Spring Dryad plus Glowhive Siren is really good. is why we gotta take down the Spring Dryad. And this also gives me a 5/8. So I guess we're not in the worst spot here. Krogius is free. Yeah, we're just trading with this in 2, and we're positive battling here. So this Drix's right hemisphere is just really, really strong. Energy Surge plus War Machine is probably the best thing I can do. Energy Surge also would bring back the Stegodon if I use that. So that's fun. We're going to discard the Steg, reanimate the Steg, gain 3 health, and then second half of the turn we'll play the War Machine. Now I am using my synergies here. Instant Grove, rather. Your creatures in this lane are also plants. Activate if a creature has a bunch of health here. Transform this. Your creatures in this lane are also plants. When one of your creatures in this lane gains health, give it that much attack. Okay. And then they played a Krogius. Deploy, you gain 7. Breakthrough cannot be affected by enemy spells or abilities. Why? Why it has to have that on top of everything else? Not super sure, but we are racing up against the Krogius clock here now. I do believe I will just do this. I do have to think about, is it worth it to try to pump this out of range and this out of range? Because one pump turns this from a trade to a positive battle, and one pump turns this from a trade to a positive battle. And I could do 2 replacements here. Just replace the Wisp twice. I think that playing the War Machine is just stronger, though, especially since I can't reanimate with the Summoning Council. I'm out of cards in my graveyard. I think I will pump up the Justicar. Yeah, let's do that. I think an 11-1 is better than 8-1, and that's really the only consideration at the end of the day. What do they got for me here? At the end of the deck cycle, give this a bunch of extra attack. Not quite going to make it. Not quite going to make it there. And this is still a positive battle. So we're doing good. We are just racing the Krogius. No minions here. Slay at the start of combat. This deals 2 damage to the opposing creature. So this is just going to get me. And there's not many ways around that. Hibernating Bear is pretty good against Krogius. Though, does Krogius also regenerate in this game? No, it doesn't. Okay, so it does still keep the permanent damage. That's good at least. 15-11 versus a 9-16. So I probably do want to go with the Decayosaur. The benefit of the Hulk is I can move it over in front of the Stag later. Yeah, I like that, actually. Let's start with that. Still going to be a positive battle, and then I do still think I'll just finish off with the Hibernating Bear. Like I said, I think this Stag is just going to eat my Justicar and then hit me for 3. Life gain is good in the Grove. And yeah, this is still a positive battle. So ultimately seems pretty okay, everything that happened. I can actually just suppress this straight up. That's pretty good too. And then It probably is the Hibernating Bear, so I probably don't use my Forgeborn ability this turn. Though I guess I could just play the Steg and the Bear. How does that line up? Nah, I just like this, I think. They're gaining some health. I'll take that out eventually, and then I do really want to kill off this Spring Dryad. So I'm not actually opposed to just like playing the Steg and pumping up the Steg to be able to kill the Dryad. I think that's the play. Hibernating Bear is one of the few ways that I deal with Krogius, but realistically, the way that I deal with Krogius is by trying to kill my opponent before it comes to that. I don't have a minion for them to poop on, so they're just going to eat this here. We're going to eat this Krogius over the course of a few turns. Oh, did these, like, battle? No, I think that was just a visual thing. Still have one more turn to make use of this. I'll want to pump this up once. What does this do again? Oh, okay. So this thing just has Defender and then can lose it later on. This isn't super relevant here. I think I'm just going to wind up replacing the Suppressing Prophet a few times with the War Machine. Oh, this got bigger. That's awkward. One pump. So I guess I want to pump this up twice now. I also want to pump this up once. That's tough. I am going to reanimate something to right here as well. So that's interesting. Yeah, we're going to upgrade this. Let's see what I could reanimate. Yeah, let's just reanimate right here. That's fine. Now I get to give something +3/+3. I think it has to be this. Do I want to save this card too? I think this is just the best. I mean, the question is, am I going to double pump this, or am I going to pump this once so that it trades and pump this once to save it? Either way, we're always pumping this once. So let me look at these numbers here now. This makes it look pretty comparable. So I could either have a... Okay, yeah, this'll help me do the math. I could have also gotten this done, but I'm gonna save this for next turn in case I draw Steel Plate. I'm not worried about this here. I could even just do this now. I do need to start getting a little bit more aggressive. But anyways, if I pump this, this is a 14-3. If I pump this, it is a 14-4. So I guess this is better to pump. Do I want to just throw this here? It survives. Alright. pump this to take out the Krogius. And we'll clear some things off the board. Clearing off the stag is reasonable. This could actually move as well if we decide we don't want to battle here, though I think we probably will. And then I think we're going to do a bit of replacing. We've got the steel plate. This is where we potentially have to be really aggressive to try to win the game before Krogius comes out. Krogius we can take 2 hits from. But I think this is where we basically make a blitz for it. And I think we do that by playing a Gizmo. Do I want to play the Gizmo here, or do I want to play it here? No, I want to play the Gizmo here. Yeah. Gizmo here, and then we're going to upgrade this. Play up to 1 beast for free. Sorry, what's that again? Oh, when you use your Forgeborn, play up to 1 beast for free. Oh. Okay, that's really insane. Maybe now I Botanimate? Crazy. Yeah, let's go here for now. Don't have enough dinosaurs. Do I just Botanimate this now? And then for the rest of the turn, I'm going to Metamind Overseer and make a Mecha Gizmo. That part of the turn is a little bit awkward. But I don't have dinosaurs. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing for the actual turn yet, but for right now, let's Botanimate. Oh, and then I guess I am replacing something here. I'll replace this. Oh, okay. Sure. That's pretty good. Now I think I'm just going to discard something and level it. I don't even have a way to, like, care about my dinosaurs here really either. This could be, putting this up to 10 could be a really crucial number. So I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to hope that we are just crushing my opponent right here on 2.3 in a way that they really don't have an opportunity to get around. First time you gain health each turn, you may play a Wisp minion in this lane. Activate if you have no empty lanes, transform this, and it replaces your creature in this lane. Breakthrough 10/10. Okay. And did this make the Guardian? It did. Or the Garden. It did. Some complicated mechanics here, but nothing we can't handle. I don't have dinosaurs, so I don't know what I do. I think I just discard this. That's still something you can do in this game, right? Is it not? Okay, in original Solforge, you could just, like, discard cards to level them up. It doesn't seem like that's something that you can do here. So I think what we are then going to have to do is we're going to replace this. I actually want to spread out my pumps now in case my opponent finds the Krogius. Alright, so now even if they block this, they take 25. They're gaining a bunch of health. 4 damage to all exhausted creatures. I don't know what exhausted creatures are exactly. But we're not finding out today. We are hitting my opponent for 25 down to what looks like 37. So these are lethal. Oh, okay, Witherfrost Circle is happening, and it just doesn't do anything. But I will put it here. And then I get to reanimate or have to reanimate a random creature. So I guess I'll do this. It's going to give me another Mecha Gizmo or another Mega Gizmo. Let's pump here. I don't have to play this Mega Gizmo. And it's about the same to play it or not play it, because it's 9/9 worth of stats if I replace. I kind of want to give this card a little bit more health, and actually, you know what? I'm going to wind up doing more replacing on my turn, so let's play the Mega Gizmo, because we're going to wind up using that ability no matter what. And then I'm going to continue to spread out all of my pumps, and I might be able to win this turn with enough replacements. But they're getting so much health here. Yeah, they're back up to 46, which is kind of crazy. I don't think there's any universe where Yeah, what is exhausted? I'll look it up later. I do not have the Forge, so the Stegodon isn't super useful. This doesn't have Breakthrough. I do have the opportunity to give everything +5/+5 here as well. How many things would I have to replace in order to make this thing survive? 5, right? So 1, 2... That's it. That's it. Okay. Can't replace... And then 3. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually get a little bit closer than it might seem at first. But I feel like, as awkward as this is, I'm just going to play Metamind Overseer... Replace. Actually, this is just as good. Just play Summoning Council, replace it twice, and then play the Stegodon. The only other play I see... Oh, wait, I can give the Steg aggressive. Oh, wow. Okay, almost missed that. This is going to be huge. This thing's got Breakthrough as well. I think this is going to be all I need. This is going to be a huge Steg. Just don't have Krogius for me. I will... Oh, I could have done it. I could have done it with the +5/+5 from the Forgeborn, too. I'm definitely using this. +3/+3. I don't actually have to save this. I think I will just make this as big as possible so that it battles with Krogius. Becomes aggressive, it gets big, and then... Oh, I don't have the +5/+5 yet. Oh, I was wrong. Okay. Well, now I will do something different so that I battle with Krogius. I will... Oh, I'm reanimating a minion right now. Maybe I'll save this ability then if it's just a... other thing. Oh, awkward ordering. I could have made this even bigger. Do I just make a 30/30? Oh, I still have to make this thing survive, right? Yeah, that's just good play. Let's do that. Let's hit my opponent for 27. I'm making the thing in the Witherfrost circle stay alive, but I think this is important to do. And now my opponent basically has to have Krogius right here. Oh, it's whenever anything dies in this location? Whenever an enemy creature is destroyed, play a random card from your discard pile. Okay, I'll give one of my creatures aggressive. I guess I'll make this aggressive. I don't see a reason not to. And we hit the dinosaur, and then I get to Lyria's again. All right, if you say so. I'll make another Esperion steel plate. This thing I will just wind up replacing a few times, but I think that'll be fine. I guess I replace it immediately with the second steel plate, and then maybe play the Suppressing Prophet on the second half of the turn to destroy something. Let's make the Mega Gizmo now and play the steel plate for free. Alright, so now I get to play Beast for free. And then I've got a bunch of +3/+3s. Those are all just going to go on this thing, I think. I'll put one here as well. I'm specifically a little bit concerned about pumping up this. If it's a warrior. I do have a warrior. I guess I'll just play this then. Sure. Oh, right. I knew this was going to happen. I was thinking, okay, if I play one of my spells, I'm going to have to replace something. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. I should be fine. I'm not really complaining, right? Like at some point, okay, there's the Krogius, but at some point, like, you just gotta battle just to, like, get it over with, you know? And then I can play the second Prophet, and I'm not gonna worry about this. I'm just gonna take 70 from Krogius. I'll pump up this, and I can destroy this thing in the garden. And then, what do you got for me? What do you got? All right, you're going to take lethal. Fair enough. Okay. So now we hit my opponent for 75, looks like. And I guess that was 2 battles. So I guess that's the end of the video. I'm definitely, like, clamoring for more. I don't know if I'm going to record a third video for this today. But I think that, like, there's definitely... So I'm playing it for content. I'm narrating what I'm doing, right? But there might be a part of this that's like, okay, once you figure out what you are doing, then, you know, just like hurry up and take your turns. Now, it does look like this might be the end. This might be the end, the final boss. Do we save it for another video? Oh, and we can look ahead. Gotta hatch them all. Reclusa plays a spider egg into one of her empty lanes at the end of each turn. Interesting. And here's my augments. When one of your warriors comes into play, your creatures get aggressive this turn. That's fine. When you play a spell, a random one of your creatures gets +3/+3. Not bad to have some more spell triggers. Then when you use your Forgeborn ability, make some spell sprites. I don't think that's super useful. I think the +3/+3 is probably the most useful. Yeah, we're going to go with that one. And I think I might just take on the boss right now. Episode 1, taking on the boss. Now, you know what? We got to save it. We got to save it for episode 2, episode 3, whatever you want to call it. That's going to be next time, but for today, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.